Welcome, everybody. And today we are looking at 4 P's to introduce a workshop. What are the 4 P's to introduce a workshop? I am definitely sure that by now, as somebody who desires to build a thriving career in facilitation, in training, and even in general public speaking, you understand the power of first impression. You understand that your first few seconds and few minutes of your presentation actually communicate a very powerful message. When 2 things will happen. Number one, people should believe and trust you for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or a couple of days that you have with them, or they should start scratching their head and pick up their phones and go on WhatsApp because of how you started your session. Therefore, how you introduce your workshop, how you start your workshop is very important. Immediately, the MC, if there's anyone, or the moderator, if there's anyone, they say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us kindly welcome our next workshop expert who will be taking us for the next 45 minutes to 1 hour. Celebrate him or her as he or she comes up. Immediately as you walk to the stage, to the floor of your workshop, do you have a game plan in your head? Or you just go and start? Hello, everybody. It's so good to be here. You're welcome. I pray that what I will teach will transform you. Who asked you to pray? Who asked you to hope? They brought you to bring transformation. So start like somebody who can create transformation. Or you come and you start apologizing. Please, I am not really an expert in this matter. I don't think I'm that good at it, but I hope that what I will teach you will be impactful. What kind of embarrassment is that? When you are called as an expert to lead a workshop, your responsibility is to start and send a very strong message to your participants that you are the expert to transform them. You are the expert to take them from point A to point B to where they desire to be. Full stop. And that is why it is important that before you mount the stage, always have a game plan in your head. This is what I started doing several years ago. There is no stage I will mount on, whether I'm a facilitator, I am a trainer, I am a guest speaker, or whatever. There is no stage. Even on Zoom, as we started this session, I had my game plan on my head. I knew exactly the first few words I would say to introduce this session. Up to this very moment I'm talking to you, this game plan was in my head. I have not even started teaching the 4 P's, but I know I have caught your attention. And you are so eager to hear the 4 P's. It's not by guesswork. It's something intentional. From my voice, to my tone, to the quality of content, to the words I say, the examples I give, to the fun and humor I add, everything is part of my game plan to make sure that you stay steady and follow the process. So don't just go and start. There's one thing I don't do, like that thing that some people come and apologize. Oh, we are so sorry for starting late. I don't do that nonsense. You know, we're starting 3 hours late. I will just come and start with the right energy and make you forget that we started late. I will apologize to you towards the end. I will apologize at the end. And during that time, when I've created transformation in your heart, you'll be enjoying the apology. You will not be angry again. You'll be smiling and accepting. Oh, no, sir, please, you can continue, actually. It's okay. We enjoyed being late. Right? So it is very important to make sure that you always have a game plan. And your body movement is very important. There are some people that the way they come on stage, so makajaba. Like my mom always said. My mom always said that, why are you going, why are you just moving and aiming your body, makajaba, 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 like as if you're going to die. She doesn't like when you're walking so lazy She doesn't like when you're dragging your legs or you're in the house and you're walking and you're dragging your slippers or your shoes and anybody can just say that you're coming. She's like, why are you walking so magaba like that? Right? There are some people that you climb the stage like that. And if my mom touches you, you're finished. She's the one who taught me how to walk smart. You don't just walk in the house like, you know, the people that walk, they're dragging their shoes, their slippers. Slap, 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 slap. Are you going to die? And there are some speakers, they carry that body movement on stage. You come, a participant looks at you, the way you walk on stage, the discouragement they brought from the house and their own discouragement, they will join and cause double discouragement. You get the concept? Avoid contributing to discouragement in the eyes of the participants. It's part of your introduction. Even how you look, your dress code, your shoes are part of your introduction. You're a speaker in around business. Business sessions are all about helping people make more money, even career stuff. You're a speaker in career. You're coming to help people become more successful in their careers. They should see success in you too. I'm not saying you live a fake life. I'm saying look good. Be intentional. And your dress code somebody. These are the preliminaries. And then the energy that you bring on stage is very important. And there's something I want to emphasize is that find your style to start your workshop station. Yes, find your style. Find your style. I have my own style. This is the way I have my style when the way I start my sessions, on-site sessions, I have my style, man. If I start it, you'll be hungry. You'll be hungry. When I teach on on-site session, I go past the time, people don't even realize it. Because there's a style I have built over time. There's a style I have built over time. Find your style to start your workshop session. That's the meaning of having a game plan. When they're about to introduce you, how are you going to start the session in a way that the audience will fall in love with you? Look at that picture on your screen. See the way people are smiling. And I was just starting. You must love the band so whether I like it or not. There's some style, there's some ingredients, there's some onions and Maggi in the whole process. There's a whole game plan. There's a way I'm going to introduce my session. You will feel as if you go and answer a phone call for 1 minute, you will miss something that will change your life. It's intentional. Find your style and make it extraordinary. Make it special. Make it unique. Look at yourself. What are the things that you can bring on stage and you can include in the process? Find your style to start your workshops. Avoid starting workshops like an average speaker, average trainer, average facilitator. No, you are way better than that. Come on, you have gone through Mr. Remarkable's training. Why should you be normal? Go start your sessions in a remarkable way. Let people know, wow, I can't wait to hear this lady talk. I can't wait to hear this gentleman talk. People are held spellbound for 2 hours because of how you started. Okay? And when you find your style, don't forget the 4 P's. Number 1, purpose. The first P that you must find a way to drive in your introduction is the purpose of the session, the purpose of the meeting, the purpose of the workshop. If you have invited me as a guest, and you've given me a session, Joybert, please, I would like you to speak on techniques to scale a business in Africa. In my introduction, in the first few minutes, I will definitely communicate a purpose, the purpose of my session. So therefore, as we proceed, people, the purpose of this session is, I want to drive you and your mindset, your skill set, and the operations in your business into a place where after this session, you will be able to know exactly what to do to scale your business from one city to another, from one country to another. There's always a way to fit in your purpose. You can never fit in the reason for your session without even using the word purpose, but there's a way you're going to drive the discussion and people will know the reason why your session is very important to them. Number two, the payoff. The payoff. You need to tell people the payoff. Are you getting me? What will they get after the workshop? What will they get after the workshop? There are many ways I like to drive this when I'm leading a session, a conference, keynote, whatever. There are many ways I like to drive this. One of my favorite ways is after this, my 45-minute session or 2-hour session, depending on that, I can guarantee you that you're going to pick a lot of things, but there are three critical things that when you will pick up from this session, they will transform your life and your business. Number one, I stated. Number two, I stated. Number three, which is the game changer for you, I stated. But you have not really explained exactly the process, but you have just given the payoff. When you do that, people are so hungry. When I started this session, I spoke about a payoff in a strategic way. I emphasized a lot on the power of starting your workshop right. So I gave you the reason to understand that at the end of the session, you will have the 4 P's or the 4 protocols that you can go through to start your workshop sessions the right way. So find a way to drive home a payoff. Let your participants excitedly know what they will get after the workshop. Let's say you're a career facilitator, you're a career coach, and you are going to lead a session on CV writing. What is the payoff? All right, everybody, I know that all of you are here right now because you desire to get your dream job. And come on, who doesn't like a dream job? I definitely love a dream job. I wish my dream job was in Switzerland. But I can tell you one thing, after this session, 2 things will happen to you. Number one, you will understand the process of writing a CV that can fit a national standard and international standard. Number two, you will understand how to communicate your value and your skill set in a way that no human resource officer can ignore you. Those are payoffs. And they just come to my mind now as I'm saying it. You see, they create attention, they create hunger, they create desire, and guys will be so excited. Oh my goodness. So in the next 2 hours, in the next 3 hours, the payoff even make people to see that the money they paid you for is relevant. So those of you who are designing your workshops, make sure that you have a game plan that includes you communicating your payoff in the first maximum 10 minutes of your introduction as you introduce your session. The second P is payoff. So we have seen purpose, payoff. Let's get to the third and see. Preview. Preview. Yes, preview is important, especially in a workshop. But sometimes preview is not needed. I don't use previews when I'm doing a keynote address, I'm doing a conference speaking and all of that. I use previews only in a workshop setting and seminar setting. But in general, public speakings and certain trainings and conferences and master classes, I don't do it. Okay. But when you are doing a workshop that includes hands-on, you need to communicate the preview. What are the major points you will cover? You can even include activities. Let us say that you are leading a workshop on how to write a business plan. You can give a preview. Oh, in the next 3 hours, we will cover the following. Number one, we'll take a deep analysis on how to write an executive summary that when an investor reads, they'll find your business idea very important. Then we are going to cover the market analysis part of the business plan. Then we'll also cover in detail the financial plan and the financial projections. We'll also look at how to structure your organization and operations area of the business plan in a way that the reader can understand who runs the business and what they do. You see, you're communicating the major points that you will cover, because these major points now make me, there's a way that when you're communicating, you're creating a structure in people's head and making them say that, oh, you know what? In the whole of these 4 hours, I don't even have space to go anywhere. There's a way you communicate your preview. If somebody was planning to leave the meeting and go do something, they can procrastinate it just to stay in your session. So make sure that in a typical workshop setting, never forget the third P when it comes to introducing your workshop. And I want to emphasize that all of these 4 Ps, you can do them in 5 minutes. You don't need to do them in all of this time that I'm teaching. This is a teaching class. I'm teaching you, that's why it's taking long, okay? So don't go and think that for you to do a workshop, you need to take 30 minutes like I took to teach this class. No, this is a class, this is a teaching class. But you can combine all of these 4 Ps and implement in less than 5 minutes or in 5 minutes. In 10 minutes, if you have your time, and depending on the workshop and the kind of activities that you have added. Because many a times, you can create an activity in the payoff. Here, if you have a lot of time, you can create a cardboard and give sticky notes and say, everybody, take a sticky note, get a pen or a board marker, write the things that you like to get at the end of this session and paste on the wall. Now, this activity is under payoff, and it can take you some time. You see? So it can make your introduction or your workshop introduction even take 30 minutes. There are many workshops I've done that just the introduction takes 30 minutes. Why? Because we fit an activity, especially under payoff, for the people to participate. The last P, the process. The process, yes. Many people love to get the process of a workshop. This is where you can communicate like this, like the timing process. Like, okay, everybody, so this is how the rest of the day is going to run like. Okay, from 8 a.m. to 8:30 is arrival and coffee and settling down. 8:30 to 9 o'clock is introduction and setting of objectives, talking about payoff. From 9 o'clock, we have our first session for 1 hour. From 9:30, from 9 o'clock to 9, from 10 o'clock to 10:30, we have a group activity. And from 10:30 to 11:30, we have a second session. And 11:30 to 12, we have group activity. Then we go on break. You see? So, process. So you can quickly run through the process. But, however, in some workshops, the MC may be the one doing this and you may not need to do it. So you can do this when it is your workshop and you are the trainer. But in many workshops, you must have noticed the moderator or if there's an MC or the host, they are mostly the ones that get this done, that walk the participants through the process. But whether it's the host that's doing it or you are the host or whatever, you need to make sure that you talk about the process. Again, depending if you are doing a session in a workshop, you can decide and walk through the process. Maybe your session is so long. I have had the opportunity to lead workshop sessions as a guest facilitator for 3 hours. Now that is a lot of time. So I would need to communicate the process of my 3 hours. Okay, everybody, in the first 1 hour, I will do deep teachings and share with you some concepts, some principles, and some strategies. Okay, take down notes, keep questions. We'll take it in the second half. In the second half, we get into the practicality of practicalizing the lessons that we learned in the first part. In the last hour, which is the third hour, we are getting into scenario role play and group activities. You see, That is the process you're communicating. Now, when you follow the 4 Ps, you are able to start your workshop session very strong. And it is very important to understand this. These are notes that I've added for you. Very important to understand this. Asking powerful questions with genuine curiosity and making space for responses is fundamental to guiding good discussions and creating an open and inclusive environment. Okay? So, asking powerful questions as a facilitator, and even you being comfortable to receive powerful questions from your participants remains very important. So always make sure you tap into this. Many times, personally, before I go into some workshops, I always sit and I think carefully, what kind of powerful questions can I ask the participants towards the end of my session or in the middle of my session? So from today, my challenge to you is refuse to start your workshop like a normal human being, right? Make sure you become incredible, become unique. Start your workshop in a way that you communicate credibility in the minds of people. There are some people that just the way they start their workshop, the participants will not give you their trust. They will just be there because they already paid money. Meanwhile, you are intelligent. Meanwhile, you have things that if you teach and people listen. They always say, it is not what you have to say, it is how you say it. How you say it is very important. So from today, master this process I have explained to you, and you can practice in your house. Please, the place of practice in this journey is very important. You cannot survive and become incredible in training, facilitation, and speaking and coaching and consulting if you are not a person of practice. If I were you, after this particular session, I will go take my selfie camera, create a workshop in my head, and start practicing how to introduce my workshop, how to start my workshop, start training myself on how to start the first 5 minutes of every session, so that you can become so good that anytime they call you anywhere, you take the first few seconds and few minutes and send a very strong message into the heart of people that they will never forget you because you started so well and you had a game plan in your head as far as your introduction is concerned. Questions?